Good morning, students. Today we are going to talk about Hopkins' beautiful lyric Spring and Fall. This lyric was composed by Hopkins in 1880 and it was published in 1918. As I have told you in my earlier video that most of his poems were published posthumously, means after his death. This lyric, Spring and Fall, is addressed to a young child, Margaret, and as the very title of the poem suggests, this poem is about spring and fall, youth and age, life and death. So as far as the core concern or the theme of the poem is concerned, this poem deals with the reality of human existence, that is death. To move further with the content analysis of a poem, the setting of the poem plays an important role. As far as the setting of this poem is concerned, there is a little girl and she's standing in a garden and she's crying over the shedding of the leaves of the trees in the autumn season. So the poem begins with a question by the persona or by the speaker that why this little girl is crying. After the question or after showing his curiosity, the speaker moves on and he further feels or he thinks that the weeping is that little girl's innocent response to fall or to loss. Because when she will grow older, this innocent response will change. With maturity, with mental maturity, with his age, everything will change. But it doesn't mean that she will stop weeping later on. This weeping will continue, this mourning will continue, this grief will continue, but the reasons will be different. The persona or the speaker further believes or further opines that with the maturity, with the age, there will be a move from the intuitive grief because now the girl is crying, but she is incapable of articulating her grief. She can't express it. And when she will grow older, she will able to express it. She will able to give it a name. Means there will be a move, there will be a change from intuitive grief to conscious grief, and that conscious grief will be over the mortality, over death of human beings. After content analysis, there are some important questions about the stylistic or the artistic beauty of the poem in your question paper. So as far as the stylistic beauty of this poem is concerned, this poem is a lyrical poem, and as the poem is addressed to a little girl, so being musical, it is quite appropriate with the setting of the poem. And the important fact or important device or important technique which makes it musical or lyrical is that in each line 4 syllables are stressed, and these 4 stressed syllables in each line gives it a sing-song effect, and it happens only in the first 8 lines of the poem. And overall the poet has used the sprung rhythm, which is an innovation by Hopkins in English poetry. Discussion about poetic diction or the selection of words is also important when we are going to analyze a particular poem. In this very word, the poet has made a very effective use of compound words. Hopkins is known for this use of compound words, and in this very poem he has specially coined 3 words. The first one is golden groove. Golden groove is for the trees with yellow leaves, and the groove word is used for the cluster of trees. In this poem, this golden groove is written with capital G, means as a proper noun, and this capital G or this presentation as a proper noun gives it a special effect in the poem. It seems that the little girl Margaret is crying over her personal heaven, her personal paradise, as if it is the name of her own play word. Then the second word is the vanwood. This is also for yellow trees, yellow leaves. Then the next word is leaf meal. Leaf meal, this word Hopkins has coined in closer analogy with the word piecemeal. This is also for the broken pieces or the broken leaves or the withered leaves. And Lastly, there is the use of alliteration as a figure of speech in this poem, which enhances its artistic beauty. The three phrases I would like to point out. The one is well weep, heart heard, ghost guessed. Such phrases make it more effective. To conclude, I would like to say that Hopkins' poem Spring and Fall is a philosophical and thought provoking poem. In this poem, there is a message to humanity, as in the 11th line of the poem, the poet says, sorrows, springs are the same, means sorrow or grief will always be there in the life of a human being, and its springs, means its sources, will always be the same, means there will always be grief over the loss. And the 14th line he makes it more clear that it is the blight man was born for, means man is cursed to feel sorry, cursed to grieve over the loss, cursed to grieve over mortality. So this is all about this philosophical musical lyric which gives a message about the human existence. Thank you.